Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about Psychology Unit 8, which focuses on motivation and emotion. So, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, he came up with a pyramid of needs showing the needs at the base of the pyramid must be satisfied before the needs at the top. So, the physiological needs such as breathing, food, water, clothing, shelter, and sleep need to be met before safety and security, which would be like health, employment, property. And then at the top, it's self actualization, which is all about learning more about yourself. So all the stages are physiological needs, safety and security, love and belonging, self esteem, and self actualization, with the bottom needs being met first before you can move on to the next stage. And then drive reduction theory is if there is a need, one is determined to meet the need and maintain homeostasis. So if there's a lack of food, it creates the drive to eat, and then eating satisfies the need and reduces the drive. And then homeostasis is maintaining a balanced internal state. The types of eating disorders and terms that kind of go with them. Anorexia nervosa is trying to keep your weight as low as possible, and this can be done by not eating and exercising more to lose the weight. Bulimia nervosa is overeating followed by purging, which would be throwing it up, and severe depression, like feeling bad about how much you ate. And then binge eating disorder is eating a large amount of food in a short amount of time. It is the same as bulimia, but without the purging and throwing up. Metabolism is how fast food is digested. A set point is a point at which a person's physiological system tries to maintain. And a basal metabolic rate is the minimum amount of energy your body needs to function at rest. Your metabolic rate typically decreases with age due to the loss of muscle mass. And then men have a higher metabolic rate than women because they tend to have more muscle mass. The brain parts and their functions with emotion and motivation. The amygdala processes and regulates emotions. It also determines whether a stimulus is rewarding, threatening, or neutral. And it also regulates fear, aggression, and anxiety. So it's used when you see something scary like a spider, the amygdala identifies it as dangerous. The frontal lobe regulates emotions and influences decision making. It's also known as the emotional control center. It would help a person stay calm during a stressful situation. The nucleus accumbens regulates emotions associated with pleasure, reward, and motivation. It would be after doing something pleasurable, it gives you a feeling of reward and satisfaction, and then you'll want to do the action again. Some key terms. Neophobia is the fear of new foods, only eating a few things. Um, External stimuli is stimuli from the environment outside of an organism that triggers a response. This would be anything sensed, like things you hear, smell, and see. Imagined stimuli is internal stimuli that triggers sensory responses. This can be like having a song stuck in your head. Sexual orientation, it has not been linked to parents or the way you grew up, the environment, child abuse, not linked to any of that. However, gay men and straight women have symmetrical brains, meaning both hemispheres of their brain are the same exact size, whereas lesbian women and straight men have asymmetrical brains with a slightly larger right hemisphere. And then the motivation for everything we do is happiness because we always want to feel happy after, completing a task or having an accomplishment. That's the main goal. And then fear. Fear keeps us safe by detecting, this is a dangerous situation and we tend to not put ourselves in dangerous situations. So it keeps us safe. And then a psychophysiological illness is also known as a mind-body illness. It's stress related to physical symptoms. So it could be like an eating disorder. Hormones. Estrogen is the female sex hormone and testosterone is the male sex hormone. And then types of personalities. A type A personality is someone with a constant need for speed, strong focus, good leaders. They're always juggling multiple tasks and they're driven to win. They're always going, going, going. Type B personality is a calm and easygoing person. They're usually very good listeners. They focus more on making the connections along the way rather than the competition of it all. They're even tempered and they handle changes very well. A type A personality would most likely want to be going out all the time, doing all this stuff, whereas a type B personality would be very happy to be at home and just be by themselves. That's it for Unit 8. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and I'll get the Unit 9 video coming soon. Thank you.